What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up With the Joneses. 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 What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of the Jones Family Channel. It's me, Rickey Jones Jr., and on this video, I also have the oh so lovely
Chrystle Jones.
It's been a while since I've done an intro. However, I'm excited to get into the content, largely because we are sharing 5 surprising culture shocks that we've experienced while being here that we want to share with you all, and more than anything as well, to start a discussion. I was about to say a conversation, but it can't be a conversation because, you know, that's like talking. But we can start a discussion in the comment sections below. And so I'm excited to get into it. My dear, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Okay, all right.
I'm doing phenomenal.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in it with number 1. And I'm going to make a splash in the beginning. Okay. And as y'all know, I like to give a bonus. So make sure y'all stay tuned to the end.
Here we go. Always a bonus.
Always a bonus. You know what I'm saying? We did exceedingly abundantly above all we could execute type family.
I love it. You
Exactly.
always give more than what the people bargain for.
Bars. Well said, my dear. And so the first one. This is a culture shock that daily still catches me by surprise. It's something unlike anything I've ever experienced. And before I give what it is, I'm gonna also say I'm gonna give my reasoning behind why I think it's acceptable and why it happens so abundantly, okay? And it is how men will relieve themselves on the side of the road. Okay, now I say that way knowing that we are a family channel and it may be a child watching this. And so what we've realized while driving or either in the passenger side is as you are driving down the road at any given time, you may look to the left or look to the right and you will see what I just said. And I don't just mean like just on the regular side streets.
Like, you know how sometimes if you're on a long road trip, you might see that somewhere in the States. Like if you're on a huge interstate and it's just a long between the exits. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, because I'm talking side streets, I'm talking main streets, I'm talking interstate. I'm talking each and everywhere.
Just the curb right at the corner of the intersection.
It might just be popping off and taking place. And it... First off, it caught me by surprise, right? It's why we're bringing it up. And so, but then after I started seeing it, I started like calling Rain's attention, like, hey, Rain, let me show you this. Like just trying to divert because not always are the men hidden. You know what I'm saying? And just it throws me off, right? Because largely in the States, that would not be because if a man is seen by a child, they could be seen as a child predator. I'll put it that way. And then that stamp is on them for the rest of their lives. And
Go to jail, get arrested, all that.
Boom. So all that is in mind as you just go about your regular day. That's why you go to the bathrooms or you go to a public place where there are restrooms. And so I started giving it some thought. Like I said in a previous video, it's always good to put yourself in other people's shoes so that you're able to like understand maybe as to the why behind the culture differences. And the thought came to mind, and the fact of the matter is a lot of people here walk from one destination to the other, or they may take a taxi to a location but then have to walk another 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10 kilometers to their destination. And in that time span you have to relieve yourself. And so they'll just duck off to the side, sometimes in the bushes or sometimes just right at the sidewalk and go for it.
Not so much to the side.
And so I'm like, all right, okay, I can understand that, right? Because not always at a place of business are you able just to walk in and use the restroom without patronizing the establishment. So I get it. Nobody wants to have to spend money, pay money, or do things like that. And then, boom shakalaka.
To use the restroom. They treat it like France. If you know, you know.
And so I don't know, so you have to tell me.
You have to pay to use the bathroom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember,
that did happen.
Like, we had to pay.
It did happen. Facts in a public space. However, it threw me off one time because we were driving on the interstate and I just saw a man just on the side pulled out of his car, right? And I'm just thinking like, but I guess he had to go. You know what I'm saying? The brother had to go, so he went where he was able to go. However, again, it just shocks me. It throws me off every time I see it because it's not something that you would see regularly in the States as we see regularly here, except for the accentuating.
But that's not regularly. That's still like an occasional
happenstance.
Yeah, it's not regular.
On the side of the road, and usually like the person's ducked off at their car and things like that. So it's a shock that just keeps on giving. However, it's something that I wanted to share as people are starting to make the move and visit and things like that. You won't be caught by surprise, and maybe you know how to divert your child's attention so that looking out the window and seeing those things is not what takes place. But that's our number one. What's number two, my dear?
So number two is the fact that when you go to businesses sometimes, the people that are working at the establishment will sell you things outside of like the business. Exhibit A. We went to a coffee establishment.
Okay.
Or let's say a beverage establishment.
Oh, it's already done.
And at this beverage establishment, the employee there was like, hey, I have some of these products at my house. If you want to just buy them from me for cheaper, I can sell it to you.
Because I'm not doing anything with them at my house.
And that's so strange.
Huh?
I've gone to other establishments to get different things, and they'll be like, oh, do you want this too? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that would be nice. But then when I go to pay, I can't just pay for all of it with my card at once. It's like, oh, no, this other thing is actually on the side. Just bring cash. And it's like,
ooh.
Oh.
It just happened.
This happens so frequently that you can be in a place where somebody works and they have a side business selling something else or possibly the same exact thing that company is offering. It happened with the driving situation.
Yes.
Yes. They may be even selling the exact same thing.
Yes.
But they're trying to do it on the side while at work. And so they're like, just pay me in cash instead. Or I don't know. It's a very confusing thing. So I would say be ready to be offered services and or products while you're in a store that are in the store that you're in from an employee of the store.
It could happen.
Or even just be ready to have somebody try to sell you something else while they're at work.
That's the thing. Even at a dry cleaners, right? We giving real scenarios because we here, you know what I'm saying? And we just informing the people. We having a conversation, right? In the comment section. But nonetheless, I was even at the dry cleaners. And while at the dry cleaners, what do you go there to do? You get your clothes clean, wash, hung, and all those different things like that. However, I was also offered this weight loss supplement or this weight loss liquid that was able to shred off the fat, and I could offer it to anybody else that maybe wanted to get into the business or wanted the product. And I thought to myself, like, you know how it catches you off guard initially because it's like, what's happening right now?
I can't get my clothes clean.
That's what I want in my life right now. I don't want to talk weight loss. I don't want to talk selling this product to somebody else.
You're already so small anyways, right?
I don't know. Maybe it was like, hey, if you know somebody that's trying to shed some pounds, send them my way. But all that to say, it's just interesting, right? Yeah. Because you go to a space with a mindset, but yet you leave baffled sometimes, not all the times. You leave baffled with the reality that I was just sold something that I didn't come to be sold.
Right, by an employee
of the company. It's strange. So that happens, and that is something that I am getting more used to, and we're not in dodgy places. This is happening in like very upstanding establishments. Correct. And it's just like, okay, that's just what y'all do. That's what you do. But we can talk about it. So number 3, great people. Let's talk about driving. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about driving.
Well, not what you do, what some do. I'm sorry, I don't want to blink it.
Yes. Oh yeah, no. It's been clarified and clear and spoken specifically to say in some cases, right?
In some cases.
Boom shakalaka. So now we're on the method and conversation of driving, because I once saw somebody that made a comment saying that they're now here. I believe she's moved here to Johannesburg, and driving isn't something that she can do right now. Like, there's the streets be streeting, and she's just thrown off by what's all taking place. Mm-hmm. And then even I think about when O'Neill and Jessica came to visit us, our friends from the States. We had conversations in the car like, oh, I can't wait till O'Neill sees this, or oh, I can't wait till they see that. And so let's talk about it. Okay. What takes place at the red light that is still a shocking thing to me, that I believe is just a part of the culture, just a part of the way, is that when the light is red, right, and you're waiting, and you know, it's understood that once the traffic stops this way and the traffic stops that way, then your way is most likely going to be next. Well, cars will start to go head on through the red light into the direction in which they want to go.
They will make it all the way across the intersection while the light is still red.
The light's still red. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a pause in between red light and green light for a reason. And I guess they just took it upon themselves to take it on through. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking about taxis. Regular cars will do this too.
Yeah.
Threw me off, right? The kids even in the backseat like, oh, they ran the red light in the beginning. Now they don't even say it. They just say that's what they do, which it's an interesting conversation, right? It's like, no, it's not they. It's just what some do. Not everybody does it, right? So we're teaching and training as we are all having this conversation. That's one thing that takes place that throws me off. The second thing that I'm starting to see a lot, especially in the morning, I don't see it too much in the evening or afternoon, but in the morning, as you'll come off the interstate, right? And there'll be two lanes that could turn right at the light. And you know, it's a standard four-way situation. There'll be people that will take it upon themselves to be on the third lane, which is supposed to go left or straight. They'll use that third lane to turn right. And it throws off, backs up, gets a whole traffic jam at the intersection, and it throws me off like to my core. Largely because I'm a law-abiding citizen, right? Like, I believe in doing things the right way, and I've since calmed down on my road rage and whatnot as it pertains to the taxis and things like that.
You didn't even have to do this.
Yeah, I did it that way just to like talk down upon the fact that I had it. But nonetheless, in it all, because it's in the past tense, it throws me off because it jams up the situation. Mm-hmm. And there's often times where I'm stuck in the middle of the intersection because everybody else doing their thing. Mm-hmm. And then I have to turn into like the turning lane, right? And then jump in to the
because of what other people are doing. Yeah.
So I'm out here riding dirty. I'm out here doing wrong. I'm out here causing confusion and frustration on the road because of the people using that third lane. So all that to say, be prepared, be ready, and know that you know that while you out on the street in the morning during traffic times, usually, I haven't really seen it, like I said, in the evening or in the calm down times of the day, where people will just take initiative and use that third lane to make it their lane, to make the right turn. So all that to be said, we could talk about it, okay? I'm not going to say we can make change, but we talking about it. How about that? It's a shock that takes place in the culture. We talking about it.
So the next thing is something that I actually love.
Okay.
And it surprised me.
My last one is too.
How affordable some of the beauty treatments are. Like nails, hair, even like just different things that you could do that will cost hundreds, even into the thousands of dollars.
Yeah. In the States.
In the States. And it's so affordable here.
Yeah.
Like, it's so affordable here. And I'm like... Shockingly, even when it comes to like nails, like so many of the women here have their nails done, and it's because you can go get your nails done and it won't cost you
an arm and a leg,
4,000 rand to leave the salon.
Respect.
Like, but that's what you're pretty much paying in the States, between 3,000 and 4,000 rand.
Which is
the equivalent to $150 to $200.
Boom shakalaka.
So it's like it's crazy. And so really, I stopped getting my nails done in the States because I was like, I'm not doing this. Going to get lashes and it costs $250, $300
easy
for a full set. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like here, I could go get my lashes done for like $30.
Yeah.
And the reason that I don't keep doing it is because I don't like when it fall out and it start looking gappy. So I just prefer to do like strips because it's nothing you could do between that time when they start coming out.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you need a fill, but it's like you just was there like last week. I think it's more so me. Okay. My lash tech was absolutely amazing. She is absolutely amazing. But my lashes fall out quickly.
Oh, okay.
It's me. It's my lash cycle personally. So they don't work well the best for me. Strips are better. But just the affordability of different things that women can do to just feel good about themselves and better, or let me even just say better about themselves and their appearance and keeping themselves up and pampered. And I love how affordable it is.
Now, it's so affordable that even at the barbershop, there are women that walk around that will do your nails while you get your hair cut or when you finish getting your hair cut. Initially, it threw me off. I'm like, whoa, like they doing nails in the...
Right.
Well, it is interesting too because the barbershop I go to is for women and men. So men are getting their hair cut while women are getting their hair done. So that part threw me off. But
you see that a lot here too, which is also different.
Correct. Than
normally
the States.
In the States,
separate.
Never the two shall meet.
Separate. Because conversations are had specific to the barbershop. Conversations are had specific to the salon. And it's a whole experience and whatnot. However, boom, once I crossed that hurdle, then I came across the hurdle of being asked, hey, do you want to get your nails done? No. And I'm not really wanting to get my nails done just because it's just not my thing, right? Yeah. I do know men that do, that are great men, right? And the list goes on. However, it's just not my thing.
Right.
So I was able to quickly say no. However, but I think to your point of it being so affordable here is why it's available. But it also speaks to the culture that pampers and that provides and that just wants you to have a one-stop shop no matter where you are.
You want to feel nice, look nice. Yeah, the culture of convenience. That's what I call it.
That's the one, culture of convenience.
And I love the culture of convenience in South Africa. If I had a bonus, that would be my bonus to stick in.
Well, we ain't there yet.
But I'm not doing a bonus.
Well, you just did it. But it's all good. So number 5, ladies and gentlemen, great people, is a good one, right? Okay. Because it's that shock that makes you realize that the manners that you think you have or uphold, maybe you don't really exercise them all the time.
They fell off a little bit.
Let me explain. So I was driving, right? And I was going to Blue Valley. And if you know, you know, but Blue Valley has like multiple entrances you can go through. And there's an entrance that is only for residents only. And oftentimes when you put in the GPS to go to Blue Valley Estates, it will take you to that entrance. And I get there, it's dark, I'm trying to get to the inside to a residence, and I get to the point where I'm like, oh man, then the guard's like, hold on, go over there, because he could tell I wasn't where I was supposed to be. And so the guy was like, go to there. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to get to the thing. He was like, hello, good evening, sir. And I was like, no, I'm trying to get to the destination. Where's the other gate? No, hello, good evening, sir. And I was like, I realized what was taking place, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, maybe it just hit me. Maybe the culture and the perception of law enforcement and police and security is such different in the States than it is here that I was like just on guard. I was trying to let him know what I was trying to do as opposed to trying to get help from him as he was trying to do. But even within that whole aspect and things as I overcame, I came to the realization that this dude is like, hold on. Before we get into whatever it is you want to talk about, let's first greet each other. Let's first speak to each other. Let's first acknowledge one another for a person, a human, speaking to another person and human being. And the way to start that conversation is by saying, hello, good evening. How are you doing? And then get into whatever it is that you wanted to talk about. And so like I had to, you know what I'm saying, swallow. And I apologize, sir. I'm lost. I'm late and I'm trying to find a destination after speaking to him, doing it the proper way. And I say all that to say I love that that's the way, that's the culture here. And for those that may be coming from other parts of the States where being cordial, being friendly, being nice isn't the way.
Especially if you're from the north or somewhere.
If you're from the north, you know what I'm saying?
We from the south, so we're going to do it even more than most people.
That is true. That is true. Just know, before you have a conversation, interaction, or ask anybody for anything, first speak. acknowledge the person. Acknowledge who's before you and the fact that it is a person in front of you, not a robot, you know what I'm saying? Not just some AI, whatever, whatnot. But let that be how you initiate the conversation, interaction with the individual. And so that was a shock, right? But it's a good one. Because not only am I reminded that I need to speak to people and acknowledge people, I'm excited that our kids are being raised in such a culture as that, where they know. Because, I mean, we're speaking people in general, right? Like you said, we're from the South. We're lovers of people. The list goes on. And so, you know, we speak and interact with people. But now it's funny because even this past weekend, I don't know if you caught it, but we passed by a gentleman and he was like saying something, but you know, I didn't want to interact. And Rain was like, I'm shocked you didn't say hello.
I remember her saying that.
Right. And I love that. I love that she recognizes that that's the way, right? But that's the shocking culture difference that we get to experience here that is not like the States. Or, truthfully, I mean, any other country, right? I've heard of other places and things, but you know, we ain't talking about that. We talking about this. So I'm gonna leave that part out. However, those are the 5. But like I said, I love bonuses, right? Okay. And before we get into the bonus, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. We would greatly appreciate it as we are on our expeditious way to 100,000 subscribers. And with the help of you, we'll be there that much faster. So thank you as you click that thumbs up button as well. However, the bonus, you've already given your bonus, right?
Slid it in there low key.
You did, but we love you just the same.
Yeah.
My bonus is a question, okay?
Okay.
Because it's also within the realms and the reasoning of what we're talking about as far as the culture here. And the culture here as well has a heightened level of security than what we are accustomed or used to in the States.
Yeah. Not for example, we shouldn't have it in the States, but we don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's at another level here. Why? Because there are a lot of wealthy people here, right? And so, boom shakalaka. This is my question. I'll be on the road, and I see vehicles, right? Unmarked vehicles, I add, and some are marked vehicles. But the question is for the unmarked vehicles. I'll see vehicles that have flashing white lights. I'll see vehicles that have flashing red lights. I'll see vehicles that have flashing blue lights. And my question is, which one are the cops and which one are security? And I ask that because in the States, it's understood that when somebody comes behind you with the flashing lights, in general, right, no matter what the color is, you move over to the side because 9.5 times out of 10, if there's flashing lights behind you, it's the police.
It's
right?
actually illegal to just have flashing lights in your car if you're not the police or law enforcement.
Correct. But every now and then you're going to have a knucklehead that'll try it out in the street. So
as soon as he get caught, he get pulled over.
You're going to get a fine and probably you have to take it off immediately, but the list goes on. That's why it's 0.5 in there, right, for the anomalies. However, help me out. Help we out. We as a people that are making the move, that are making the visit to Johannesburg or to South Africa in general. Which one is which, right? I do want to understand and respect the fact that there are some unmarked police vehicles that may be operating on the road, right? And they may come up behind me. I may need to get over, or it may be that they're pulling me over. However, I want to make sure that the proper lights are behind me if I was to get over and, you know what I'm saying, have that interaction with the individual that comes to the vehicle, because I've also been made aware that there are some cases where there are police that are not police, that are acting as police.
There are people that are pretending to be police.
Boom shakalaka.
Police acting as police.
Oh, yeah. Police. Yep. I appreciate that. That's why you're here, my dear. And so, all that to be said, help us all out. Which is which? Which lights flashing behind you is indicative of police? And we're going to make us all a better place. But at the end of the day, all that to say, we still love our stay here in Johannesburg, South Africa. We know that this is one of the greatest moves that we could have ever made and beneficial for us, not only for the present, but in years and days to come. We know of the great influence that it's having on our kids, which brings us joy each and every day. And we're thankful always for the interactions that we get to have with people as we come in contact with them when we're out and about or as we're just living our everyday lives. However, we wanted to share the 5 shocking culture shocks, culture differences that we've noticed and experienced here as opposed to living in the States. So again, run to the comments down below. Let's all help each other. Let's interact with one another, and let's continue to make what are we making? We're not making anything. we're continuing to allow for all to see the greatness that is here in South Africa. So, you have anything?
No.
I love it. Until next time, great people, we love you all. We appreciate you all for rocking with us. Peace.